Yep, I think we're on. Am I on? Let me see. Yes, I'm on. Well, this is going to be a mat practice with shoes on because I've got some little ants who like to eat me. So bear with me, and I hope you enjoy this. For those of you that just like to do pod work, I've sent out some other videos, so hopefully you can look at those. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, email me and I'll set you straight. All right, we're going to start um, at the top of the mat, and we're going to inhale, bend the knees. And the first thing we're going to do is come into Utkatasana, lightning bolt pose. I'm going to lift the shoulders up on purpose, and I'm going to lower them down. Keep the arms by the ears, and exhale, clasp the hands together. Now, if you want to have the hands at the sacrum because you have wider shoulders, go for it. And then wider shoulders in relationship to the body, the rest of the body. Lengthen here, feeling the half lift, and then exhale forward. Inhale to rise up, lift the fingers up to the sky, and lower the right arm down, coming into a side bend. Inhale back up, exhale, lower the left arm down, side bend that way. Inhale back up, we'll come into Utkatasana again, but we're going to flow on down and bring that left leg back. Let's try our runner's stretch. Arms by the ears, press that left heel down. And then exhale, left hand to the ground. You do a nice little first twist here. You can lift the right arm up if you'd like. Exhale, lower that hand down, bend the knee, and come up to Tadasana feet again. Inhale to lengthen, crown of the head reaching forward. Exhale, clasp the hands behind again. I can bend the knees quite a bit, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and fold. Inhale, bend the knees, and this time we'll send the right leg back. And we'll come into runner stretch. Knees over the ankle, arms by the ears, pressing that right heel down towards the ground. Inhale here, exhale, bring the right hand to the ground. Little twist to the left, feel yourself grow long, and lift the left arm up to the sky. Exhale, lower that hand down, bend the right knee, and scoot that up to Tadasana feet. Find that half flip once again. And exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the arms up, take the gaze up. Exhale, soften these knees, bring the hands to prayer pose. Inhale, opening up to an upper back bend, and exhaling to Tadasana. All right, let's come into a sun salute. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, we're going to step back to plank. In plank, we're going to sustain the pose. Feel free to put the knees down. Double check that the shoulder blades are somewhat down. The shoulders are not up. Pressing through the roots of the fingers. Exhale, you can bend a little bit or come all the way down. If you'd like to come into Cobra, do so now. And exhale, push the hips back, and we'll find our first downward facing dog. Pressing through the roots of the fingers. If you want to walk the dog, you can walk the dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, lunge the right leg forward, and we'll rise up to the high lunge. Exhale, lower the right arm down, side bend. Inhale, back up. Press that left heel down towards the ground. Double check that you've got a neutral pelvis here. And exhale, fingertips to the ground. Lift that left arm up to the Tadasana feet. Inhale here, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it up. And exhale, fold. You can always have your knees bend a little bit. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, we're going to step back to plank. Take a few nice breaths in plank. You're using everything here. Let the energy come out the crown of the head, out the heels. Exhale, maybe just take it down a little bit to find up dog. And then exhale, push the hips back, finding down dog. Stay here if it's feeling good. If it's hard on your wrists, come out of the pose almost immediately. Which means you can just come down to the knees and come into child's pose. You get a wonderful lengthening in active child's pose. You can have the tops of the toes on the ground too. For active, I like to have the toes turned under. At any rate, from down dog or child's pose, come into down dog once briefly. Inhale, lift the left leg up, and exhale, lunge the left leg forward. Inhale, rising up to the high lunge. Exhale, lower the left arm down, coming into the side bend there. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, fingertips towards the ground. Lift that right foot forward. Now, if you're a hopper, you go right ahead. That's not anything I do. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale, forward. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, lower the arms down, and we'll take the left foot out so we can come into a nice wide stance. Inhale here, clasping the hands behind you or placing your hands on your hips. And then begin to fold. I like to soften the knees. The feet are parallel now. And then draw your hands down the sides of the legs. Find the half lift, so to speak. Feel the core working for you. And take it as deeply as you'd like to go. And breathe. Inhale to lift a little bit. Exhale, you can put your fists or your fingers or your whole hand down. We did this in one of the other videos when we got a nice little stretch in the thighs, going one way, taking a breath, and going the other way. And inhale to center. And this time we're going to turn the heels in and rise up and come into goddess pose. This is for you, Terry. I know you love this pose. You can go as deeply as you like. And then exhale, come to the right, pivot that left foot back and put the knee on the ground. You can scoot that right foot over and bring the shin to be parallel to the mat as much as you can. And then rise up for pigeon. Those of you who are super comfortable here and like to fold into this forward, you're welcome to do that. I like to bring my elbows forward and then stack my fists. If you can reach forward and it feels delightful for you, well, you go right ahead. Inhale to rise up, and then just take the legs far apart here. You can inhale, bend the knees, feel that nice long line, and then exhale. Straighten the legs as much as they're gonna go. We want to make sure the shin, thighs, and toes are up to the sky. We're not rotating them outward. Inhaling and exhaling. If you like to come forward a little bit, you can do that. Inhale to rise up. Let's bend the knees and we can come into a squat. Now, if you need to be off your heels, that's fine. Feel free to wiggle around to find your good spot where you can bring the hands together, elbows to the outside of the knees, lengthen here. and breathe. Remember, if you've never done any of this before, don't do this whole practice. This is for people who've done it a while and have found their way to come into the squat, their way to do pigeon. And then exhale, we'll come out of the pose and sit on your bun again. This time though, we'll go to the left and come into pigeon this way. Now be mindful that you're not putting weight on your knee per se, so be careful how you do this. I've got all kinds of leaves and stuff under me, so I have to watch it. Maybe taking a little back bend here first. And then coming into this as deeply as you'd like. I go very slowly because this is a very active pose for me. Those of you that find it heavenly and turn it into a yin pose, you go right ahead. Breathe. And then inhale, come out of the pose. And we'll come into our wide-legged position again. Lengthening here and folding. You can use your arms in front of you. You can have your hands out to your sides. It's always nice to have the hands behind you so you don't have that tendency to roll because we're not rounding here. We're still lengthening. Then inhale. I'm just turning this way so you'll be able to see me better. We're going to bend the right knee and bring the left foot over the left knee. Sit up tall. And exhale, enjoy a twist. You can bring your left hand to wrap around the thigh. Some of you I know like to have the elbow there. You can also bind the pose if that's part of your practice and if you find it beneficial. Then inhale to unwind, and we'll come into Vasisthasana, where we just roll over, make sure the shoulders over the wrists, and send the right arms up to the sky. You want to try bringing the right leg on top of the left, you can. You can even lift that left leg up if you like. And then take the leg back and return to Tadasana. Well, not really Tadasana, but how about a nice seated pose here? Inhale here and exhale, fold. Inhale to sit up tall. There is Tadasana in every pose though, right? And we'll bring the left foot over the right. Let me see. I'll do it this way. Nope, that's exactly what we did before. So crossing left over right. Sitting up tall. Or did I say that and just didn't do it? Right hand behind you. Never mind. Take your gaze to the right. No, I think I need to go the other way. Yep. I'm always a little physically dyslexic. Anyway, we can come into Vasisthasana on this side. Shoulder over the wrists. Stacking the ankles. And you can tell me if I'm repeating this. And I've done both sides. It doesn't feel like it though. And then exhale, lower down, and we'll come into, actually instead of that seated position, let's come into cat-cow seated like this. We can inhale, lift up, and exhale, round. And do a few of those. And then we'll come into our squat once again, whatever that is for you. Exhale, place the hands on the ground and bring the feet to Tadasana. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhaling, hands to prayer pose, lifting up and lowering down. I'll step back a little bit so you can see it better. And I think we'll come into another sun salute, getting into Virdrasana B. Inhale up and exhale. Inhale, feeling the lengthening Exhale, stepping back to plank, lowering down, maybe all the way, or maybe just to up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, lunge the right leg forward. And we rise up to the high lunge. Exhale, opening up to warrior B. Lowering the left arm down. Let's come into exalted warrior. And then find our way to Parsvakonasana. Long diagonal line. It's none of this hanging out stuff. And then straightening the leg to come into Trikonasana. Still keeping the body nice and open. Straightening the leg as much as you want. You might feel a lot going on the inside of the thigh, or maybe that in-between place. You can take the left arm overhead, take the left arm by the ear, however you'd like to. From here, place the fingertips on the floor, and we'll do that little hop so we can come into warrior A. Inhale, hands to the chest, and lifting the fingers up to the sky for warrior A. Exhale, hands to prayer pose. Place the hands on the hips. Inhale here, straighten the right leg, and we fold. If you want to come into reverse Trikonasana, place the left hand on the foot, or the left side of the foot, or on the other side. And then enjoy this possible balance pose as you twist and come into reverse Trikonasana. Exhale, lower the right arm down. Inhale, bend the knee, and then bring the left foot up. Lengthen here. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale to Tadasana. Before we do the other side, I'm going to have a little sip of water. You can just rest here a moment, or have your drink of water too. And now we're all set to do the other side. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, creating length. Exhale, stepping back to plank. I think I'll go all the way down this time. Inhaling to up dog, which might not be super far. It kind of depends on the way your shoulders are structured. You don't go where it hurts, that's for sure. Exhale, push the hips back, or where there's a feeling of strain. Exhale to down dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, lunge the left leg forward. And we open it up to the high lunge. And exhale, open up to warrior B. Hang out there a moment, and I'll do warrior B facing you guys. Exhale, right arm down. Inhale, exalted warrior. And then we find our way to Parsvakonasana on this side. Go ahead and flow into Trikonasana on this side. Of course, you can have that left knee bent. You have that feeling of being between two panes of glass. I've heard that for 100 years. You can bring the arm by the ear if you want. And then exhale, soften that right knee as you face towards your left foot, and then do that little hop so you've got railroad tracks. The heels don't line up. The right foot turns out. Find lengthening and slowly rise up to warrior A. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, straighten the leg. And here we go in another way to have a nice hamstring stretch. And then it's your option, of course, once you reach your edge, to bring your right hand to the right side of the left foot or on the foot or on the other side, whatever you'd like to do. Coming into reverse Trikonasana. Exhale, lowering the left arm down and bringing that right foot up. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to hold. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, hands to prayer pose. Inhale, lifting the chest. And exhale, lowering down. And now we'll come up front or into the sun in the center of my mat. You can be wherever you'd like to on your mat. Inhale, left arm up and side bend to the right. This is another form of Ardha Chandrasana. Maybe we'll try that form, the other form, in just a minute. See the half moon? Inhale, rising up, and exhale. Let's find the half moon on the other side. I don't know whether it's waxing or waning at this point. Inhale, rising up, and exhale to Tadasana. Let's come into lightning bolt pose once again. We can bring the hands to prayer pose, bring the arms to parallel as you twist to the right, and once again return to prayer pose. After you lengthen, maybe the elbows away from the knee, maybe you can bring it to the outside of the knee. You try to have both the knees level to one another, and the feeling that the shoulders are neutral as well. Try lifting the pelvic floor here. Don't forget about your bandhas, your energy blocks. Inhale, once again, hands to prayer pose, and twist, maybe bringing the arms to be parallel first, and then coming into prayer pose, twist here. Inhale back to center and rise up. We'll do a robin's breath which you know so well from seated yoga, from Yogapod Flow. Inhale, lifting up, and exhale, lowering down. Let's do a few relaxing shoulder rolls. Take your gaze right and left. Maybe take your gaze downward and go side to side, and that's the cardinal telling me we're getting ready to end the practice. So if that's the case, let's just flow downward, find the half lift, and then return to the mat on your buns. And I'll turn myself this way so that we can try a little bit of bridge pose before we close the practice. Now, I'm not going to plug in Shavasana. You don't need me to show you how to do Shavasana, but I want you to promise me that you'll do Shavasana after you complete the active part of this practice. Rolling down one vertebra at a time, bringing the palms down, arms by your sides. You can turn the shoulder blades in towards each other just a little bit, and then exhale. Use a nice flexion with the tailbone up to the sky, lifting the thighs, lifting the hips. Trying not to have your chin up to the sky, and then lifting as high as you like to go. For some of you with broad shoulders, you will not be squeezing the shoulder blades together and clasping your hands. That's not the way that's not a happy place for you to be if you're built that way. However, you can have your hands down, and you can try this, lifting one leg up, feeling a nice hamstring stretch, then bringing that right foot down, then trying the left leg up. Looks funny with shoes on, doesn't it? And exhale, lowering it down. Inhale, lift up once again, and exhale, slowly roll down, one vertebra at a time. And you can draw your knees in towards you, draw the forehead towards the knees. Exhale, lower that left foot down. Inhale, bring right ankle to left knee. You can thread your hands around the left thigh, and then lift up here, pressing the elbow so you're opening the thigh. And you can switch that in midair if you'd like. It's okay with me. And then release everything down. I'm looking at the beautiful tree here, the moss, the squirrels, all that good stuff. Exhale, extend that right leg forward. You can bring the left foot towards the back of the knee and enjoy that lovely twist. You can bring your arms to more of a T here. Bring your right hand, if you want, to the outside of the left thigh and take your gaze to the left. Not important whether that left knee touches the ground or whether your left shoulder does. It's just the direction you want to go. Now I think we're listening to wrens. Inhale back to center. And we'll do the other side. Inhale back to center. Now, if you want to do one more, drawing the knees in, you're welcome to do that. And here's where you can just rest in Shavasana. But before you do that, stay right where you are. I'm just going to say to you, namaste, and thank you for coming, or I should say watching. I feel like you're here with me, all of you, and I miss you all so much. But this is the next best thing, maybe. Enjoy. So remember, you're doing Shavasana for just a few moments where you can let go and listen to birds. Stay right there. Pay no attention to me moving off the mat.